So this week I want to talk about Gillette and Procter and Gamble as a MLB sponsor. So they've recently terminated their sponsorship with the MLB, and Barbasol has actually picked up that sponsorship as the official shaving cream of the MLB. I think it's really interesting that they've been a sponsor for such a long time and finally decided that it was time to call it quits, because for a rising trend in sponsorships across the board has been to minimize the amount of years that somebody is staying on and is actually having a continuous sponsorship. I think it's really interesting because it makes sense that in a world where there's so many different kinds of social media, you want to spread yourself out and you want to be able to be on as many platforms as possible. And if you are continuously just on as a sponsor of the one brand rather than a couple other brands, you minimize your reach in terms of if you sponsor the MLB for a couple of years and you remain in the consumer's mind as the official sponsor of the MLB, but then you terminate that sponsorship, you move on to a company like the NFL or the NBA, then you become the official sponsor of that group, and you still have a lasting impact from your sponsorship with the MLB, making your brand and your presence remain in the minds of the consumers for that sport as well as other sports, and not even sports but just other entities as well. So by switching up your marketing plan and sponsoring a bunch of different types of entities, whether it be athletes or musicians or different people who have a famous reach in the world, you're growing your reach and making your brand the most notable that it can be.